Hey, welcome back. So this is where I left you guys last time. So yeah, I don't have a lot of time, but let's see what we can do for this video. So let's see. Okay, so I think one of the first things I want to do is I want to actually just try to get this thing out into a standalone component rather than just use the entire page. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do something like form builder. And we're going to go, yeah, like that. And then we're just going to go, and we're just going to pass in, I think, a form into this, right? So we're just going to pass in the form, and then I think everything up until that point, and yeah, or anything up until that, we can actually put inside the form builder. So we're going to do that. And then for this, what we're going to do here is we are going to do, I think, form, and then we're just going to say builder. I just want to go, and the form is going to be form. So if you guys maybe haven't noticed, I kind of switched out some of my Vim stuff. So I'm running Vim 0.5 now. I've switched from COC to the native LSP, and then another plugin called Vim CMP for code completion. Yeah, that's just the reason, because this is probably where things are going, and I want to. If I'm gonna build some muscle memory around this, I might as well build some muscle memory around the version of NeoVim I'm probably going to end up using. Yeah, so let's see. That's why I'm running this. That's why it's kind of looking a little bit different now. So we got the stuff into an actual form builder now. So let's see if there's. I think there's some errors by the looks of it. Let's see, but I think those were all errors. So yeah, so those were all errors. Okay, so what we need to do now is, let's say, do like, I think, a form group. So let's make a form group, and let's say this is a form group, and we're just gonna go, yeah, like that. Okay, would help if I can type. Okay, so then we're going to return something in here. So we're gonna look at what the group is. So group would be this. So all of this would be a group. So we're just going to put that in here. Then the group would be, let's see. So of course the form group is actually going to be the element or the value of what E is. So we need to pass both the form group and E. And then all of this is going to be a form group. And now what we can do here is we're going to say form group. I'm going to say equals E, and then form group equals form, or the value of the key E in the form, and then we can take out that div. Okay, so form state is not defined. Okay, so what we also need to then do is pass in the form state, and that's going to be just state. And then we're just going to pass through not from state, form state. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. Each child. Okay, so this is the, so this is this. Okay, and we can just make E the key here, which means we probably don't need the key over here anymore. Okay, cool. So now we've got that separated a bit. What we're going to do now is just also do something like sub group, and then we're just going to go, we're probably going to need subgroup. We're not form state, I think. Let's see. And then what we can do is we can grab all of this. Okay, let's see. So one of the things I still have to do is put back lint fixing. And then what we can do is subgroup, say form state equals. Also need to add the icons to make this sort of the syntax a bit prettier. So anyway, well, let's just continue for now. Subgroup. Okay. So yeah, you can see there's some funny squigglies there. So that's probably to do with the fact that I don't have the icons for the directory. And yeah, okay. What do I want to do? So okay, so I need to add the index over there. And then somewhere there's not an E. Okay, but I don't necessarily need all of that. So all I actually really need is just the name. Also don't need a key anymore over here. Okay, cool. So now we've kind of, let's just do also do that, and then we also just need to fix the indentation on that. Okay, cool. So now indentation is fixed. I think the next thing that we need to do is we need some sort of input builder. I don't know exactly, because probably call it a factory as well, but for now all we're going to do is we're just going to return this. I'm going to do a form input, is what I need, and then for this what I can do in here is go input builder, and let's say so it's a form input, and then the other one I need is the form state, I think. And then over here I can just go like this, form input, and then form state equals form state. What I need is I'm going to need a key here as well, and that's going to be the form input dot name, and then there we go. Key value, cool. That's looking cool. Okay, so what we can do now with the input builder is that we can say, well, if the type of the form input is password, is we can actually just display a password input instead of just a regular text input. So let's see if we can get to the form. Let's see, there we go. So this is going to be of type text, and now just for testing, so we're going to do something silly, and we're going to make this of type password. But let's see how this now works up here. So we got the text input, so what we need to do is we just need to copy the text input. It's probably be better to make it a bit more dry and make it just that a make the password and the text input use underlined base text input. But for now what I want to do is just want to make sure that we can actually switch out between a password type input and between a text type input based on the type that we get from this input builder. So what we're going to do here is we are going to do something where we say if form input dot type equals password, we're going to say that what we actually want to return is password input, and then the password input is going to have similar properties to the text input. That's why we're kind of just starting with a password, because we can test this input builder between the two different types without having to worry to kind of build out the data structures for another type of input like a select. And I really need to sort out my ESLint stuff. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to view the source, sorry. I just want to check inspect the elements. Inspect the console at least, sorry, to check if we get, okay, so no errors. So we don't get any errors. So let's see if so surname is a type password. That is a type name. And let's see what we get when we save the form. So we get name, surname. Let's make it something just not the numeric one. So yeah, surname, that's what I typed. Name, line, so that's all sorted. So we can now switch out between like a regular text input and between a password input. And like I said, one of the things I should actually try and do is make this a bit more dry by having some sort of, let's say, base text input that has all this stuff in it as well. It's got the name, the label, the value, the on change, in this case also a type. And then all that text input would do would be to, I can probably also actually delete all of this stuff. Also delete this, because all I'm actually trying to return is a base text input. I'll do, sorry, I think this might actually work. Let's, no idea though. Let's go value, name equals name, label, on change equals on change, then type equals text. No idea if this will work though. Okay, yeah, looks like it's actually quite valid syntax. Figured it might be, what I didn't know how the JSX stuff would handle it. Let's see. So now we got something that's a little bit more dry. Cool. And then we're going to do something similar for although I should probably just get used to doing it the Vim way instead of just using the visual editor, because I could have deleted all that with just a few keystrokes in Vim. Nobody's perfect. Yank it, and there we go. And then I'm going to make this a password. Okay, so for some reason it's probably the wrong key that Vim decided to make all of this lowercase. And then we're just going to do the similar thing up here. And then okay, so I decided to change this as well. So I really need to figure out why Vim is making my stuff lowercase. Because it's probably just a keystroke that I'm having problems with. Okay, so this is also. Let's see how this still works. Okay, okay, so this is why. Yeah, okay, cool. So now it took, funny, yeah, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make it A, B, C, and then if I save it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C. Cool. See you in the next one. Bye.